Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sonic 3. I've been looking forward to this one because several people have told me repeatedly that this is the greatest game in the history of the known universe. And I'm very curious to see how much that's going to follow through on. I've never played this game at all. At all. I don't think I've even picked it up at any point in time. So, I might have heard some of the music from it because Sonic music just kind of drifts a little bit. Oh yeah, actually, super quick. So for those of you watching on the VOD who did not hear this, the reason I didn't stream yesterday is because the electrician finally showed up to shut off the power. The whole power for the whole house, right? That sucked. But to move past that, here's the thing. If you've been paying attention, Lord knows I have, because it keeps making me want to kill myself, I haven't been able to stream uninterrupted for 1 week since about February. Something has always come up and interrupted me. The DMV, or having to do some kind of a phone call, or the construction workers, or losing the power, or losing the internet, or something keeps interrupting. Last week, I had the DMV and I had to take the car to the frickin' repair place. So something keeps interrupting me. I have yet to have one uninterrupted week of streaming. So this is it. With the power overhaul done, with the panel upheld, he shouldn't have to drop the power ever again, right? He'll have to keep doing work, because there's still stuff that needs to be installed. But he doesn't have to turn off the entire house again. So can we make a week, 1 week, without being interrupted in streaming? I don't think it's possible, honestly. Because creativity is for people who are smart or poor, and I am neither. Yeah, well, no, the counter starts now, right now. This is the counter. Halo, SPD3, Sky Odyssey, Secret, Weapons, Over. Thank you, J. Palmer, very, very much. As always. Okay. So, Sonic 3, right? We're back with STI. As it happens, this is mostly the same developers who made Sonic 2. Go figure. Most of the same devs. Only a few people actually left. Sega Technology Institute, I believe is what it stands for. They're the people who made Sonic 2. So, Yuji Naka, known criminal, absolutely refused to work with the Americans ever again. Yes, really. This is the third time I've had to report on his racism. It's actually funny how much it is a constant and repeated problem with him. So, they actually split the SDI team into 2 groups to accommodate him. If there's a legitimate reason, I have not heard of Jay Palmer, and he was a prick by all accounts, and a criminal. That's true. Anyways, so yeah, the Japanese team went to work on Sonic 3. And I'm going to be real, if not for Yasuhara, I don't think Sonic 3 would have turned out nearly as well. The American devs went to work on Sonic Pinball. Or Spinball, excuse me. Anyways, sidebar. I was actually kind of curious when this asshole stopped being involved with Sonic, when I could stop reporting on him existing. The last game he did with any kind of input was Sonic Riders. Before that, he worked on Sonic Rush, and before that, he worked on Shadow the Hedgehog. So, '06 was when he finally left the Sonic franchise. So, he will continue to be a stain on the Sonic franchise until Sonic Riders. Anyways, so Sonic 3 started its life as a 3D game, which was a terrible, terrible idea. As a reminder, this game started development right about when Star Fox was new. And I want you to do me a favor and think about Star Fox graphics with a Sonic game. It's worth noting, I like Star Fox, but I don't think that's going to work out. Have you seen the frame rate of Star Fox? So, Sega had this big new chip. You probably heard of it, actually. It's called the Virtua Processor chip. And they were like, oh man, this is it. This is what's going to put us on the map. Spoilers, it did not put them on the map. Either way, thankfully, the processor chip wasn't even finished yet, and wouldn't be for another year and a half. So, this is still the Genesis, J. Palmer. So, they were like, okay, fine, whatever. I guess we'll change development, and we'll go ahead and switch over to working on a 2D platformer. I suppose we can make a 2D platformer Sonic. Ugh. Fun fact, though, and this is actually kind of funny, all of the work they did on the 3D Sonic, they actually saved, credit to them. And if you've ever played, where is it? Where is it? I actually wrote it down, because it was a game I never... Sonic 3D Blast, that would be the game that they started development as Sonic 3. Hey, Diligent Dodo. Hope today is doing well for you. I'll put the Fire Emblem or Bahamut Lagoon and Sonic Adventure 2. And thank you, Diligent Dodo, very much. So, all of that was thrown out the window. They're like, all right. We're going to make a 2D game. But even though we've already blown some of our budget, split the team in two, and we're behind, let's go ahead and be more ambitious. Let's bigger scenes, bigger cutscenes, bigger story. And if you're thinking that sounds insane and stupid, the good news is that almost all of the work that they had done for Sonic 2, which was thrown out the window, they could reprocess into Sonic 3. So they weren't starting with nothing. This is actually a very similar situation that happened with Final Fantasy X too, but also, oh god, what was it? It was something else we covered recently. Oh god, what was it? Shoot. I suddenly can't think. I'm sorry, my brain is a little bit melty right now. Hang on, it was semi-recent. Here's Homeworld, Spyro. I had a burger, push-ups. Final Fantasy 13, that was it. I knew it was something recent. This is the same thing that happened to Final Fantasy 13 too. If you remember, real quick for those of you who don't, FF13 was hugely ambitious, made tons and tons of stuff. Most of it wasn't finished. Almost all the unfinished stuff almost made an entire new game, and that formed 13.2. It's one of the reasons 13.2 even exists, is because it was actually very cheap, because they had so much of the prep work done. Similar situation, Sonic 3 had tons of prep work done for a lot of stages, a lot of mechanics, and all kinds of other fun stuff. So yeah, okay, repurpose code, cool, let's do it. All right. So naturally they ran into problems immediately. Here's the thing. I know I've reported on this a few times. I recognize this song. I think I've heard a remix of this song. Sega wasn't doing well financially. I'm basically never going to stop saying that until I think like 08 or somewhere around there, when Sega finally stopped running the red line. Because, yeah, they're having issues. So they were doing so badly that when McDonald's reached out to them for a marketing deal to give them a bunch of money to do some stuff with a crossover thing, they said, yes, God, yes, please. Please give us the money. We need the money. I'm God, please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you, give us some money. Give me the money. And so Sega agreed to this deal with McDonald's, and that was probably a mistake. So the problem is, whenever you do an external licensing deal like this, someone else now has power over your development cycle. This has universally been a bad thing across gaming history. For probably the most overt example of why this sucks, see almost every Pokemon game ever made. If you remember when I was covering Pokemon Violet, I did some deep digging on the specifics of how Violet was made and some stuff like that. And it turns out that Game Freak, the actual developers of Pokemon, are literally having to regularly play at office politics and brute force the Pokemon Company, allowing them to make their games, to update their games, to improve their games, to do under-the-hood code stuff. Because otherwise they don't have time. They're given extremely tight deadlines and so told it has to come out here because that's when the toys launch. Because an external power has control of your development cycle. So, yeah, no kidding, Rax. Yeah, Pokemon Company can go directly to hell. Anyway, so McDonald's now has control over Sonic 3's release schedule. This is a problem. So now that we have this deadline, and now that we have to keep this, they realized very, very quickly that they had two choices. Yes, Devil May Cry 2 had a similar problem. So because of the clothing line. They could chop down the development of their game substantially and just kind of be done with it. Or they could split the team into two, have half of the team continue development on Sonic 3, the other half of the team got to start developing this brand new, insane concept called Sonic and Knuckles. This is... Yeah, by the way, the team was already split in two, if you remember, because the other half is working on Spinball. Yeah, they created this one-time supercard that could plug in to other other Genesis games, other Sonic games, I guess is correct. And it would allow additional functionality, like playing as Knuckles in Sonic 2, which is something you could do back in the day. But it was designed so that you could play the whole game by playing Sonic 3 and then Sonic 3 and Knuckles. This one decision is the biggest reason why we're playing on Origins right here. This is the thing. Because, let me tell you, there's no good answer for playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles right now. Like, there are answers. There's specific things you can do. There's hoops you can jump through. There's ways you can emulate or cross-emulate or use fan recomps or whatever. But to just play Sonic 3 and Knuckles, good freaking luck. By the way, even this version has issues. So, I wrote down his name. Simon Thomley, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, of Sonic Mania, was the one who was responsible for putting Sonic 3 and Knuckles onto Origins. No, push-ups. So they were like, hey, put this here. And the team was like, but it's a terrible... Tomley? But there's an H! Alright, fucking British people. I hate the British. They're so terrible. They're pure evil. They come up with words, and they don't follow the rules of their own language. Alright, so... It's Edinburgh. So... Get out of here, Warpcore! You don't have a planet anymore, because we took it back from you. You had the planet, and you lost... Yes, I'm familiar with Worcester. I'm familiar with Worcester. Or Worcestershire, if you prefer. Anyways, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, God, losing my train of thought. So the point is, him and his team were working on getting Sonic 3 and Knuckles onto Sonic Origins. And they were like, this is a terrible, thrown-together, like haphazard, buggy-ass thing. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do with this? And they're like, oh, that's easy. Just ship it. And they're like, what? It's not finished. It's buggy. It's barely playable. Just ship it. And Simon, which is his name now, has said repeatedly, and I've actually found quite a few interviews and comments of his, talking about how much of an absolute goddamn pain it was working with Sega, working on the Origins thing. Because Sega continues to be very stupid. So this version is probably going to be buggier than any other version we can play, but at least it's there! At least it's possible. I did do some double checking on this. There are 2 post-launch patches, because he actually specifically requested, can we do post-launch support? And the answer was not answered. However, there were 2 post-launch patches. They didn't include patch notes, so I don't know what they did, but it's possible the answer to that question was yes. So, yeah, Knuckles thing. Okay, so we split it into the Knuckles thing. Okay, cool. So here's the thing. This is cool and neat, and I'm sure it was a nice gimmicky thing back in the day, but it caused a hilarious amount of problems over the years, and directly contributed to why Sonic 3 didn't sell as well. Or to be more accurately, why Sonic 3 and Knuckles didn't sell as well. Sonic 3 actually sold pretty well. Sonic Knuckles, not so much, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles combined is problematic. Now, I know what you're thinking. The games were designed to be run together anyways. Why don't they ever just re-release these as a single game? Why haven't they ever properly done that? This is when we have to acknowledge Michael Jackson. I swear this is relevant. I don't want to talk about this. I don't. So, Michael Jackson worked on the game or didn't, and refused payment or didn't, or hated the hardware, or loved working with the Genesis, or he had a controversy, or that had nothing to do with anything, or they never talked to him about it, or they accidentally repeated his music, like completely unintentionally. It's a lot of nonsense. It's all a gigantic bag of lies. It is. It is a huge mess of lies. And interestingly enough, Sega has never formally acknowledged, like officially acknowledged, that Michael Jackson worked on Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Even though he totally freaking did. And I could prove it in two very distinct ways. One, by spending a lot of time and effort analyzing the specific music choices and the compositions and talking to the people who actually did work with Michael Jackson on it and blah, blah, blah. Or, and my personal favorite, the reason this game hasn't been properly re-released. In fact, it almost didn't get into the Origins collection. For those of you who weren't following that when Origins was being put together, Origins was originally just going to be Sonic 1, Sonic CD, and Sonic 2, and that's it. There were legal issues because the MJ estate had issues with releasing a game with his music in it. So, yeah, no, he totally worked on the game. 100%. That's not how that works. You can't lie that overtly and get away with it. No, don't. I know what you're gonna say. Let's go in towards Chained Echoes. Another Crusade. Gravity Circuit. Have you seen Gravity Circuit 2, by the way? I can type. There we go. And thank you very much, Walker. Oh, you know, anybody with even a passing familiarity would be able to reverse engineer the music. Never mind the fact that this is one of the reasons why every time someone's like, Uematsu never worked on Chrono Trigger, I'm like, yeah, they've never acknowledged that he worked on Chrono Trigger, because that's how this kind of thing works. This is not an isolated case. In fact, in a lot of cases, this is also true back in the day, a lot of developers would work on a game and then deliberately use a pseudonym, in order to try and hide the fact that they worked on the game. That was just kind of an aspect of Japanese culture in several ways, partially because of poaching, partially because it just was seen as a cheeky way to put your stamp on a thing without actually having to legally acknowledge that someone worked on your game. Because that can lead to unwanted attention or increased budget prices or all kinds of other hashes that nobody want to deal with that. Uematsu is in the credits for having worked on like one song. Or three. There's a list. There's literally a list. It's a load of lies. And yeah, Metal Gear Solid has done this. Mega Man has done this. This is normal. Mario has done this. The amount of games that have... I'll use another example. Miyamoto from Nintendo. The number of games that have Miyamoto's fingerprints on them that he is not formally credited on is not a small list. Why Michael Jackson? So, from everything I can understand, Michael Jackson just really liked video games in general and just kind of wanted to work on this and liked Sonic. So, he basically volunteered. Almost everything I have seen indicates that he did volunteer to do this pro bono, just for the hell of it, just for funsies. Yeah. Anyways. But yeah, so I bring all this up because this is one of the reasons why Sonic 3 and Knuckles, has the actual worst port, remaster, remake, whatever life of any Sonic game, despite the fact that Sonic 3K is widely considered one of the best Sonic games. In fact, even when I wasn't particularly a part of the fandom, one of the most common things I would hear is that Sonic Mania was a return to Sonic 3's format. Like, it was specifically compared to 3. And yet, despite all that, they're not touching it. Why? Because legal issues. Sega's stupid. Moving on. I did want to mention one last thing. Just a little funny anecdote. So I mentioned how glitchy the Origins version of this game is. Did you know the original was really glitchy too? It's almost like splitting the team twice and then having those two, one of those teams working up against a severe deadline and the other team inventing brand new technology in order to make the game, kind of leads to some issues. Oh, and one last thing. You remember that incredible team of QA testers who are pretty much the reason that Sonic 2 is a good game? They didn't work on this. No, they weren't fired. They were working on Spinball, which, for all its issues, is a lot more polished of a game. I figure. Now, if only it had music that didn't destroy my ears. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this, shall we? I I don't want to sound negative. I don't know what to expect. Like, everything about this sounds bad. So, we'll see. Oh, right. Thank you, Kennex Cow. Thank you. Thank you. I couldn't even go 5 seconds without being interrupted. I knew it. I knew it. Yes, they did go through it. Kennex Cow. And that was 5 subs, I think. Where's my list? Where's my list? There it is. It was 5. I was right. I was right. And that's going towards nothing. No, Kennex Cow. Why? Why? But thank you very much, Kennex Cow. I do appreciate you. Much obliged. Okay, so Jack Block, which has several developers from these games working on, not this one, previous one. Yeah, Rax thinks this is going to push 300. I am skeptical, but I look forward to being wrong. Sonic 2 was impressing me until it nosedived. And Sonic CD was pretty damn legit, so... No Man's Sky, FF7R2, Jack Block. Thank you, Kennex Cow. And yeah, this... I mean, there's a reason why the next Sonic game we're covering didn't come out until like a decade and a half after this. Anyways... And yeah, whenever I hear people talk about the best Sonic game, there are only 3 games that come up. Sonic Adventure 2, I think. Because I always get them confused. Sonic Mania and Sonic 3. Sega! Game? There we go. What? Whatever. Hey! We just beat Sonic 2, you can tell. Jesus, Knuckles. How did... What? Negative to story! What? It's doing it again. It's doing it again. Why is it doing this? Why is it doing this? Hang on a second. This happened in Sonic 2 as well. The B button has stopped working. Again. Anyways, negative to story. Like, Knuckles just bodies us out of super form, knocks the emeralds out of us. Why is B button not working? Why can I not jump? I can hit Y and jump, I can hit A and jump. Why is is B not supposed to do anything? Am I dumb? Am I worthless? Would the world be a better place if I was dead? Why is this not working? Yeah, hang on. Is there a... I didn't see a rebind thing there. Okay, here we go. How do I change my quick binds? Uh... Uh... Okay, hang on. There apparently is a rebind somewhere. Hang on, let's go see if we can find it. Jump. 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 It's just, yeah, it's right there. It's jump. Yeah, I was actually trying to delete my save so I could start a fresh save. Yeah, thank you. That's the information I was looking for, Rex. Man, before I commit to that. Skippable cutscenes, by the way. Now I can jump. Okay. I didn't actually do anything. It just works now. So this is me starting fresh from a fresh save. Doesn't seem to be any different. I am on anniversary mode. Hang on. It's just already running issues all over the place here. Hang on. Wait, I have an idea. Yeah, I didn't think so. I love that picture. Okay, I love that picture too. And that one. Those are both amazing. So, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Knuckles is a moron. I guess they don't call him Brains. And yeah, it could be the controller. I don't know. If only I could get my Steam controller. Who's the smart one? No, Tails is too naive to be smart. Amy is too obsessed. Sonic doesn't care. As I say, that leaves Big the cat. Okay, so let's actually play the game. Holy shkamole. I can actually jump. It's wild. Okay, so some initial slanting. Enemy immediately who throws projectiles. Okay. pretty much immediately inclined to, you know, you knock out the brick, which leads you to the pad, which leads you up. Also, interestingly enough, I'm pretty sure that, yep, that kind of leads you up there too. So there's two additional ways. The development, oh my god, I can't talk! Ah! I can't talk! God, kill me! Kill me! Okay, the level design encourages you to go up and left to explore, is what I was trying to say. God damn it, I can't talk! Ah! Look, I'm pretty sure I actually got some heat stroke yesterday, that's all I'm saying. It's okay, I took a cold shower 3 times. What? Oh, hey, okay. Hey, look, it's the only special game I know about? Which is weird, because I've never played this game. No, 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 why? That's, what? Okay, so that happened earlier, too. No, why is it doing that? Oh, that's gonna make this so hard. It's turning when I'm not hitting the button. Yeah, the D-pad's just turning. That's gonna suck. Ah! Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's queuing inputs. Oh god, I don't know how to deal with that. Like, if I can't do the easiest stage of these, this is not happening. No! No! Why did I speed up? Why did I speed up? Okay. You can jump? No! God. This is my life now. No! No! I can't hit the button too early, and I can't hit the button too late. And I can't hold, because it's input queuing. I already hate this. I hate this. This is terrible. I'm not getting them. I don't care. I mean, if you're paying attention, there was more tutorialization there, too, because you're inclined to jump to avoid the springs. And then, you know, if you do, in fact, jump... Excuse me. Come on. Or not. Okay, that's cool. You're very likely to get caught by the swing. What? What? Huh? What? What? Worst special stage? Dude, I haven't played this game, Maze. So, no. What? Okay. I mean, if you can't get Sonic, you just get the entire island, I suppose. What any of that was. I'm just gonna move on and pretend I never saw anything. Lightning shield! Again! Also magnetizes rings, which is kind of neat. Yeah, we seem to have a fire lightning shield. Okay. Oh, and we just keep going. That's a twist. All right. No! No! Okay. I'm gonna try a different strategy. Nope. Immediate failure. What? 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 What was that? What was that? What? What was I walking backwards? What? No! Okay, we can do this. We can fail at this completely. Let's do it. Fail mode engaged. Pretending this is One Piece now. Oh, okay. Okay. I hate this. I just want to be clear. I absolutely hate this. I would have already given up on this if this wasn't my job. Ah! God damn you! God damn you! Do you mind? Oh my god. No, I caught that, Ross. Because, see, it's a fire shield, so... It's okay, I got a water shield now. Add a water... You're gonna die. Come here. Engage in death. It really wants me to hit those spikes. That is such a troll move. Especially for stage 2. See you around, Dr. Winter. God damn these guys! No, I haven't reviewed any special stages because of PFR. I'm not going to change that now. Trust me, the score of every game so far would have gone down if I was reviewing the special stages. Strangely enough, no. I have noticed several troll moves already in these first 2 stages. It's kind of strange. Like, typically, that's not what you want to start your game with, right? There's a reason why, while they are very good stages, you know, Emerald Hill Zone, Green Hill Zone, and Palm Tree, I think, was the one in Sonic CD, are, you know, relatively easy stages. Oh yeah, and whatever that is probably something that OBS does not like. Sorry, there's not a lot I can do about that. In fact, I would go so far as to say there's nothing I can do about that. I cannot stream. You want an audio-only stream? So now I'm going up a cliff. Okay. Now I'm going to do a special stage. Bonus stage, excuse me. And I'm... Okay, and I immediately failed before I could even figure out what I was doing. We're going through a pipe. Okay, I'm getting some rings. Okay, I got the rings. Very important. Probably gonna fight a boss. Feels bossy. We have outrun the... Oh, hang on. Now it's the actual boss, maybe. Kirov reporting. And now we're in front of a giant waterfall. And now we're dead. Okay, cool. Now we've got to do that whole thing again. Like you do. Okay. Yeah, I noticed they're definitely going for Flash. Over level design, if I might be so bold. Like, you notice that bombing thing we just interacted? It didn't even occur to me, but you can actually completely avoid everything by just holding right the entire time. And not actually having to do anything. Don't worry, Knuckles definitely won't be a troll here. Hey, it's Hodrosity. I love the Hodrosity stage. It's the Hydrosity stage now. We're just trying to piss everyone off. I will literally never call it Hydro City. And telling me that Jackass McGee, known criminal, calls it Hydro City just makes me more right. I'm going to do something as a favor to Reximus. No, I'm gonna double check myself here. Because I'm looking at Angel 1 here, right? I'm not impressed. They did a couple of neat things here and there. Right at the beginning, the tutorialization of jump pads was a good thing. And yeah, it's velocity. It's Hydro Velocity. That was so obvious to me, it didn't even occur to me that it would have been Hydro City. Right? It's a speed game. We're underwater. It's Hydrosity. Anyways, so they did a couple of cool things here with the initial jump pads. There's plenty of rings in the first page, or the first screen. And then, like, the second screen really wants to force us to the first blue sphere stage, whatever they call it, the first special stage, right? All of that's fine. Nothing really issues there, right? And then immediately after that, we have a fairly basic platforming section. We've got a spin section, we've got an invul block, We've got the upper path, which is actually kind of boring. Our first and only checkpoint for this particular stretch of the game. And that's another thing, by the way. I noticed the checkpoints are way more spread out than they were in Sonic CD or in Sonic 2, and not in a good way. Dude, you can call it whatever you want, Ross. I don't care. It's just if you expect me to call it Hydro City, then I'm afraid you're going to have to add a space in there. So not super impressed with the checkpoint placement. We have a spectacle sequence, which is just hold right. And then we have a spectacle sequence, which is when they bomb everything. Noticing the spectacle here. And then we scooch forward a little bit more. And we have the burnt out section, which I guess you didn't see very well because apparently stream was just wigging out. Okay, whatever. We have another special stage ring, which is relatively easy to interact with. But then we have, like, crumbling platforms everywhere. Nothing, by the way, nothing indicates that they're crumbling platforms other than the fact that they are platforms. Because not all of the platforms that are standalone, are crumblers. So that's strange. We also have those asshole enemies. And this is my personal favorite sequence. And I showed this off on camera. There's a specific sequence of jumps and bounce pads designed to shove you into spikes, which is just kind of a dick move. Like, I don't even get the point of that. Are you trying to test the player's reflexes? Because especially someone coming to this game from Sonic 2, they're going to go with the flow if the flow is started. And going with the flow here 3 separate times leads to running into an enemy, running into spikes, or being knocked back and having to, and being forced to backtrack, which is a very strange design decision. Then we get our first elemental shield right here towards the end. That's the fire one. There's actually another elemental shield up there. Excuse me, no, that's an invuln shield, my bad. So yeah, the fire shield's over here. Fire shield is very likely to dump you into water. That actually happened to me. Lose fire into water. Cool. There's also the lightning shield. There it is. There's a lightning shield up there, which obviously magnetizes rings. There's plenty of rings literally right next to that lightning shield, so you're very inclined to see that. I don't think anything tutorializes the double jump. I could be wrong, whatever. So then we're going to go ahead and scooch over to... Whoops! We're going to hit the wrong button. Very important. That's on me. I'm done. I'm worthless. So we're going to hit over here and look at Act 2. Notice it's the same act. And I know this is going to sound strange, but that's continuing the vibe of Spectacle. They continue to want the idea that you're going to be like, it's, oh my god, it's the same stage. Holy crap, that's so cool. Because that's the kind of thing that would catch a kid's eye, right? You just keep playing. We have a pipe section. Pipe section is very inclined to lead us to our third special stage. They really want us to engage in these special stages in this game. I'm not sure why yet. Please do not tell me. This is where we're very likely to lose the flame shield. Actually, I already mentioned that earlier. There's this wonderful section. This is great. This is our second major sequence where we are very likely to fall into spikes. Second of 3. That's the one where you're going down. You grab the swinging thing, swing down the vine. Part of the vine's on fire, which leads you down, falling down. And because you have no real control of the speed of the thing, if you don't hit any buttons, you will land directly on a bed of spikes. It's underwater. Now, there's some chance to interrupt that, but again, why? Very strange design decisions here. We can scooch a bit of it forward. We see more of the elemental shields. There's a lightning shield. There's a fire shield right there. We encountered both of those, actually. Then we have the switches, both of which are hidden. One of which is reasonably well tutorialized. The other has absolutely nothing indicating it's there at all. I actually don't think I found that switch. You go through the switch. That opens the way forward. We scooch forward. If we go up, we have a bounce pad into spikes. Hope you've got some reflexes. If we go down, which is what we did, we have a bounce pad shoving you back. This leads to a section where we've got those asshole enemies. Love the asshole enemies. My favorite enemies in the game. Also, I want to comment on this. There's an entire lower section of this entire map I didn't see at all, and near as I can tell, does not connect to the upper section at all. I have no idea what that's about, but I noticed that Knuckles is down there, so I'm assuming that's kind of the answer to my question. Anyways, moving on. Scroll back up to the part of the stage that we can actually interact with. So, Let's see here. So we've got another underwater section. We've got some more spikes all over the place. Gotta love the spikes. Lots of spikes. Then we have the disappearing blocks segment. Yet another special ring. They really want to give us chances for this. That's not a complaint. It's just interesting how much they keep shoving this into our face. That was the one we actually ran into. That was our last one. And the last one I'm ever doing because screw that. Then we have several bounce pads which leave us directly to an enemy. That one lead us to an enemy. I was able to dodge that one. And that one I was not able to dodge. You saw me hit that guy on camera. More collapsing blocks, which leads to loss of time across a huge section of disappearing Yoko blocks. So that's cool. One last tunnel after our only checkpoint in the entire stage. That can't be. That can't be. There's got to be another checkpoint somewhere on the stage. There is. Okay, so our second checkpoint of the stage. Right before the boss. We have the weird hold right to win section. And then the boss, who is inclined to kill you the first time you try him because of the nature of the fact that he can destroy the bridge. Which is also a really strange mechanic because his shots destroy the bridge. I was actually thinking about this when I was fighting him. His shots destroy the bridge, and then he scooches forward, and then his shots do nothing. Like, he was basically not even attacking me after he got out from over the bridge. I did not even see that, Rex. I didn't see it. I'm apparently blind and dumb and stupid. More so than usual, I mean. This is the Sonic block, and I am wrong about everything. I don't like these stages. These are Warcraft 2 expansion. Not as bad, but it's the same vibe. These are designed for someone who just finished Sonic 2, not someone who is starting Sonic 3. And that's not a great way to do intro stages, in my opinion. It is very rare that you can get away with something like that, and I don't think this is one of those. I'm going to give a negative for it. I will also give a positive. There is still some good game design here, obviously. The brickwork? I did, Mike Romano. And that's a valid question. I don't know. I think it's a more I wasn't super impressed with the brickwork. It was entirely too busy. And I think it's more interesting on the visual storytelling side of things than pure brickwork, because burning the island to the ground. Apparently Knuckles is totally cool with Knuckles, hey. Okay, never mind. Um yeah, it's just not that great. In fact, literally the screen we're on right now has better brickwork than most of the first stage. I mean that. Look at the variety of both colors and textures of the bricks. We've got 3 types of bricks, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 4 different colorations. So 3 types of bricks, 4 colorations of bricks. We've got the obvious crumbling ruins immediately behind us. we've got the 4 more distant purple ruins in the background. The dark and the purple serve as good contrast, so we can see what the hell we're talking about. And the background being dark purple and the front ground being green and gold completely changes the palette and makes it very clear what is background and what is foreground. Hell, they're still doing that here. My point continues to be true. Look. Nice dark background to immediately contrast the green foreground. I'm gonna be real, so far it already is a better intro stage. I don't know if it's gonna stay that way. Giving us a water shield this early on was a smart move. Actually interesting gimmicks with regards to the whatcha-figs. Layered platforms going down with a singular enemy opposing us, with shots that are relatively easy to bypass. These kind of sections, which test your reflexes but are nice and obvious what's happening while still retaining the spectacle, which is clearly something they care about. That, which makes it very likely we're going to end up here, and if we just stay here, let me test my theory really quick. Oh, shields also block projectiles, so that's even better. Like, you could see immediately how there's more of a flow to the design of this stage than the previous one. Can't go up now, can I? Damn it, I just wanted to show off something. And yeah, infinite oxygen, since we're in here. I admittedly would not have known that, except for the fact that I went to go for the oxygen. And it didn't do anything. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Quite possible, Mike Romano. Oh, check it out. So here's our way forward. Oh, yeah, no, this feels like a Sonic 2 stage. Look at that. Look at that. And that inclines us up. So we gotta level... Oh, God, I got a fish on me. That's new. So I'm going to test my theory now. That's what I thought. Yeah, no, exactly, Rex. This is way better. Oh, thank God. Okay. I know, like, oh, it's my job, it's my review, and nobody cares about my opinion, blah, blah, blah. But, like... You do not know the stress that goes through my brain when everyone's like, this is the greatest game ever, and I play the first stage and I am thoroughly unimpressed. So seeing a great stage immediately after that is just such a huge relief. Yeah, did you notice the enemy has a single projectile instead of like the arc thing they like to do? Also, notice I can just pop out of the water to grab my extra air there. What the hell? No, come back, come back. No. I ain't apologizing for Jack. First stage was rough. So if we follow the pattern, yep, we're going to continue right here in Hydrocity Zone, which is where we are. Checkpoint immediately. Oh, that's why. Okay. Okay. Ooh, okay. Yep, I get you. Okay. Oh, bullcrap game. Also, yeah, the extra life right there to cover for the fact that you're probably going to be doing this a couple times. What? Wrong? How was I facing left? Why was I facing left? Why was I facing left? I didn't hit anything. It did it again! It did it again! I just faced left. No input equals facing left by default. I'm sure GamerChamp will be happy to hear about this. By the way, if you haven't seen her challenge runs of playing Sonic games without hitting left or right on the controller, you really should. Oh, I think you're right, Agiskill. I think you're right. Whee! Yep, yep. Look at that! Look at that! Oh yeah, by the way, as usual, please feel free to shout out your favorite song when you hear it. I will kind of have to keep track, because obviously I haven't heard most of these songs before. So far this is it, but I mean I've only heard like 3 songs. Whoop, whoop. Pay attention, Mark. Pay attention. And yeah, look at the background. Look at that. That's so cool. Alright, hang on. Pause. Let me jot down some positives. I need to jot down some positives. Because I'm pausing for the... I noticed the stages have distinct music, which is a very interesting choice. No, not positives. There's no... Do you see a cat here? Flying battery 2? Well, we'll get there. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Yeah, see? I turn this into Secret of Mana reference, but nobody would get it. Nobody's ever played Secret of Mana. Nobody. Okay, so that was pure Sonic 2, that section right there. Like, 100%. Hell, honestly, so is this. Whee! Oh no! That's my fault, that's my fault. That's cool! Can I do that normally, or is that just a set piece thing? Oh! Oh, okay, you're cute, you're cute. I can still do it, game. I like these stages. I like these. Oh, thank God. There's nothing I hate more than covering a beloved classic. So thankfully, we seem to be bypassing that issue. Hold on, what was that? I had a quack. It was a water bubble! Yeah, way more animation frames in general, I've noticed. Not a complaint. I have never heard of Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. Don't do it, Knuckles! Don't do it! No! Knuckles, the ultimate troll. Alright, here we go. I can figure this out. I can figure this out! Okay. Okay, I think I've got it. Ah, I'm dead. At least I figured out what I was doing. I was just guessing, too. Aw. Yeah, have you ever seen my stream luck? Watch my Earthbound run sometimes. It's statistically improbable what happened. And worse than Earth. Better and worse. Oh no, we're leaving the Hydro City. What? 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 Ah! Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Hi. Ah. Ah. Aw, it doesn't seem like it's increasing my speed any. It's not continuing to increase my speed, might be a better way to phrase that. Would you like to go up or right? Ooh, quicksand. Spikes that attack you. What else will they come out with? You have to understand something with Earth, and this is not a joke. Most people who say stuff like that don't mean it. Shoutouts to OC Remix. I don't know if they're still going, but... well, hopefully we can respawn the damn thing. There we go. No! I even saw that coming. That is shocking, Phaethon. Cool. I used to be part of the OC Remix scene a very, very long time ago. Yeah, one sec. I mean, honestly, that wouldn't surprise me, Mr. Red. And I hate to keep coming down on Yuji Naka, but I want to bet that zone was his idea. It's like it probably wasn't. I'm probably projecting, but it would be funny. So yeah, the comparison that Rax keeps giving is that this is going to be comparable to or better than Yoshi's Island. For those of you not aware, Yoshi's Island is an extremely good 2D platformer. So that is difficult to accomplish. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that's some punching range. One moment, I need to look at the name of some bosses. Could you just give me the bosses? Like, dude, why do you have to give me this stupid, dumb thing of dumb? Why are you dumb? Stop being dumb. Discontinue dumb. Why dumb? Here we go. Okay. Hey! List of bosses. Okay. Favorite overall level from the entire Sonic block so far? Just add it to the bottom. I alphabetize everything myself, Chip Penguin. Although, aren't you already there? Don't do duplicates. I hate it when people do duplicates. No, looks like you're not there. I always knew, Chill Penguin. I'll just kind of do that. There we go. Boss. That was Egg Vortex. Hey. This is it. This is it. Hang on. Having a seizure. Having a seizure. Having a seizure. Oh, yeah. I do not want to know what that looked like on screen. It didn't look great to me, so I'm sure it didn't look great to you. Yeah, sorry for exposing everyone to gambling. This is now an R-rated stream. Sorry. Listen, if there's one thing every Pokemon game needs, it's a casino. Usually run by the Mafia. As all good casinos are. Ah! Should have actually gone for that. Whatever. A Mario game comparable to Sonic 06? See, the problem there is I can't think of any mainline Mario game that's comparable to Sonic 06. Because Sonic 06 was a mainline Sonic game. And that's sort of the problem. Like, Mario Lost Levels? Maybe? Maybe? Not really. Flame Shield. Lost the Flame Shield. I wonder what would happen if I had the Flame Shield in the oil. Don't answer that. I mean, I guess you could answer that now. Yeah, it's... Sorry, seizure! 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 Seizures! Okay. Okay, we're okay, we're okay. Seizuring has been reduced. Seizure! Seizure mode! Okay, okay, hang on. One more seizure, one more seizure. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, give me that seizure. Fry my neurons. Fry them. Then one eye's like, oh, thank God I can't see this. This is the benefit right here. No! Yeah, no, I caught that. So, is there a reason to do this? I'm just wondering. It's still 100, I notice. Like, I figured it would go up. Ugh, who would do something for fun? Ugh. Ugh. Fun. Ugh. Ugh, just... Ugh. Gross. Having fun with a video game. I'm sorry, Galaxy. I didn't mean to suck that badly. See, normally I'd ask, what's your favorite stage? What's your least favorite stage? But I kind of don't want to, because I don't want to bias myself. Still asking about the music, though. Okay. Yeah, the morphing tech is interesting. There we go. Did not intend that. Look, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Every now and again it just launches, and I don't actually know why. Like, most of the controls of this thing make sense to me, except when it launches, and I don't understand why it launches. It's not a complaint, it's just a commentary. Like that. You little snot! Come on. No, I'm not facing left. I'm not... Ah, there's nothing up here. I did all that for nothing. Okay. There we go. Why didn't that work last time? Or last 2 times, for that matter. Ah! That's not what I was trying to do. Listen, it's okay. The only reason I would ever give a negative to a game is because I'm bad at it. I sometimes wonder if the people who make comments like that realize how tiny their dicks are. Like, I actually wonder if it occurs to them. Yeah, exactly, Ross. That's true, Bragwin. Is the truth. Spectacle section. Hi. Yeah, it's the same kind of person who tries to insult me on stream by saying I'm bald. It requires no thought, no effort. It's just a surface level of observation, which may or may not be considered an insult. There's a lot going on, yeah. Several new gimmicks. I don't know if you caught that, too. And some readability issues. Yeah, as several people pointed out, I actually am not bald. I shave. That is different. Could Robotnik beat Bowser? No. First of all, even when he's an idiot, Bowser's, like, awesome. Let's start with that. Evo. But second of all, one of the consistent characterization bits for Bowser is that he's a death machine. Whether he's on the good guy's side or the bad guy's side, he's the powerhouse. That's his shtick. Like, Bowser's the kind of guy who would actually probably have a really fun time fighting a lot of Robotnik's machines and smashing them to pieces. Yeah, we've literally thrown Bowser into a star before. I know that's kind of questionably canon, but it's interesting to note. This is an interesting gimmick here. You seeing what's happening? Because I do. Oh, okay, yep. Time for this. Okay, that was fun. Bowser's Awesome Vacation. He's just having fun breaking all of Robotnik's stuff. And yeah, if we're counting the Mario RPGs, most of the Mario RPG villains have a run-in... Or a run? Have a shot at being the most dangerous Mario villain, because they're all kind of terrifying in their own ways. But, okay. I was not expecting that. Thank God all the things we just freed can fly. Imagine there's a bunch of mice in there. We're free! Actually, yeah, Heroic Luftus. Bowser would be like, ooh, sweet. You're a bad guy, too. And then he'd spend 5 minutes with Robotnik and be like, what is wrong with you? Oh my God. As much as I hate to agree with Ross, because we all know it's pronounced hydrosity, I didn't like that stage that much. Like, Marble Zone 1 at least had some uniqueness to it. Marble Zone 2 felt kitchen sinky, is the word I want to use there. I guess that's 2 words. Like, okay, so we've got the collapsing sections for Robotnik. We've got the sections that have to be broken apart. We've got the grabbers, which pull you up the ledges. We've got the floating platforms, which you move on in order to move forward. We've got the head things you have to take out on the walls in order to make a path happen. Like, it feels like it's trying to be a Sonic CD level, but doesn't really know what that means. Because, and I agree with that video, I forget who it was, forgive me, Rax, that you linked me. The thing that made Sonic CD pop so well is because most of the individual sections, most of the encounters in Sonic CD were multi-solution. It was, how do you want to get past this? Yeah, how is it you would like to bypass this issue? Because it was designed around choice. This feels like, screw you. This trap. Okay, here's another trap. Okay, find the switch to the trap. Okay, get to this trap. Okay, now get this trap. You have to get this. This section, which I was pseudo stuck on for a minute, the solution, which I actually think is buggy that it didn't trigger the first 2 times, was to bring the floating platform, yeah, right here, to bring the floating platform to this part of the stage, which then broke through the bottom and allowed me to progress. That is straight up get key, take key to thing, right? So, I've read those Archie comics. Wily didn't super get along with Robotnik. I mean, he did it first, and then they started actually interacting. I will never forget Wily being absolutely livid at Robotnik for trying to murder Dr. Light. It is such a great characterization moment for both of them. Robotnik's just so nonchalant. He's like, what? What's the issue? I tried to murder your rival. And Wily's like, no! What are you doing? Yeah, Wily is interested in winning. Robotnik's a sociopath. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not into it. I'm sorry. There's too many issues with it. I did like the boss though. So let's go ahead and jot this down here. Yeah, exactly, Evo. So that was Drillster, I think? Yes. Egg Drillster Mark II, specifically. Thank you very much. We got to label these correctly. Robotnik knows how to properly label things. Okay, so what is this place? Now this is Carnival Night. Okay. Let's see what we think of this place. I hate the music. This... okay. Nope, nope. Not my job to judge someone for musical choice. You can like whatever you want to. That is how music works. I mean, the bass line and the percussion line of this alone just scream Michael Jackson, and I'm not that familiar with Michael Jackson. Even I can tell you that. I believe that, Rex. Lots of interesting terrain interactions here. That and that. Wait, what the hell was that? Strange. Okay, whatever. Damn the clam! Damn the clam! Oh my god, Tails! 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 No, Tails! I lost him! He's gone! Oh, thank god, he's back. Tails was having fun. Yeah, but like, you see how we can like break gravity on a couple of sections? Like that. No! No! tripped right at the end. Tripped right at the end. Oh, that's so frustrating. I hate these levels. I hate these levels so much. These are the worst levels of the entire game. Ugh. I also accidentally hit retry. I did not intend to do that, so... You can jump. Oh, I want to give all the negatives to them. All of them. I won't. Fair and all that. What? Ah! When the game speeds up, you can actually jump over 2 spaces relatively easily. Yeah, we're done. Real talk, I'd probably only give them a triple and just move on. Like, just, there you go. Boom. Triple negative, moving on. What? It just took me a minute to understand what I even hit there. It's yeah, this feels very similar to what they did in 2. Not in a bad way, just interesting. No, okay. See where else we can go. Nowhere. Yeah, we're in Act 2. Down? Down where? Okay, bye, Evo. I don't blame you. I'm about to pull my headphones out, too. Yeah, this is disorienting as hell. And they're both still dead. Okay. I'm gonna pull up a map. It's the first time I've ever felt the need to pull up a map. Where the hell am I? Alright, I am here. What? No, I already feel pretty stupid. Yeah, it's literally just one tiny script down. Because it never occurred to me to not make that jump. Can you not, game? Please. What? Ah! There we go. Thank you, game. Appreciate you. Tails! Come on, man. Work with me here. Actually, yeah, Chill Penguin, I can see that. It doesn't help that this is probably the worst visual distinction of the game so far. Let's ignore the thing where I was dumb and didn't notice the down part. There are lots of parts of this where I can just barely tell what's a platform and what isn't. Oh, hi, Knuckles. My good and only friend. Okay. Yeah, by the way, even I know about the trick barrel thing. I don't know specifics, I just know that it exists. Well, that's death. Oh my god, Rex. Really? Game? 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 I'm going to test something. Because this is the third time now we've run into this. I'm just going to pull up another game, just really quick. Just anything else. Wow, yeah. Completely broke my controller. Completely broke my controller. I have no input at all of a sudden. What the crap? Okay. Okay. So far we've managed to make it 0 days without getting interrupted, apparently. Jesus Christ. I may have to restart the computer. Yeah, it's being very strange. Yeah, before it was the software. I could prove that pretty definitively. Now it's just not working. Like, my computer is no longer acknowledging my controller at all. That's, I don't even know where to begin with that. Since, obviously, unplugging and plugging it back in has already not worked. Oh, no, that's interesting. Huh. What? So Origins had thrown an error message, but it was in the background. I didn't notice it until I started roaming around. And it said, your controller has been disconnected, bullcrap. And while that message was up, nothing was acknowledging my controller. The moment I hit, okay, controller's back. Anyways... Sure, okay. What's really funny is we've had a few issues up till now with this with Origins, but really just minor, you know, nitpicky stuff. This is the first time, and it has been several times now where it's just been like, no. Oh, well, you're all dead now. Wait, did I just see that correctly? Did Tails not steal my air? Oh my god. I am in shock. Game. You know, from the power being out, everything seems to be working just fine. Listen, gravity's just all in your mind, man. You gotta flow with the gravity. You heard adorable knees coming. Stop existing! Yeah! Listen, they don't call me the bug runner for nothing. Yeah, this is a large stage, too. I mean, all the stages are bigger. That was actually a mandate, remember? Bigger stages than before. But, the stage is enormous. Oh, hey, power's back on. Woo! Sure, it's help angling. I mean, if you remember, Metropolis Zone was also the longest and arguably worst zone of the previous game. I was just lowering the thing. I don't know what you want from me here, Rex. Just trying to lower it all the way to the bottom. Now, here's the real question. Did Robotnik build Carnival Night Zone? Or is this some other unrelated place? Because aren't we still on Angel Island? Which means he probably didn't make this, right? Unless he builds very quickly. But, okay. Hey, Elizar. I'm only slightly recovering from heat stroke. Thank you for asking. Hey, off for Twitch account. Yeah, notice we hit the 10-minute marker, by the way. We would have died if this was the Genesis. You've got to be kidding me. Absolutely nothing indicated that. In fact, you saw what I was trying to do. I'll say, this game predates GameFAQs. I knew it existed, I didn't know details. Wow, that's... yeah, that's pretty terrible. That's not great. I have to admit, I'm struggling to think of how I would tutorialize that if I were a dev. Good luck, Elizar. Hope you have fun with it. And yes, I've heard of Casper the Genocidal Ghost. He's in Mass Effect 3. Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know if there's a solid way to tutorialize that through gameplay. Whoops, that's my fault. Yeah, by the way, we're still in the same stage. We've been here for a long time. What? Ah. I mean, yeah, don't implement it is the easy answer, obviously. What? Hang on one second. Listen, God gave me rings for a reason. Is there really a short Twitch count? Oh, hey, the only song I recognize. Wait, what? When did we start playing Sonic Advance? Again, emphasis on spectacle. Ah! Okay, that was cool. Have I seen a Emperor's Blue Groove? Yes. It is one of my favorite Disney films ever made. Do I like it? No, it's total garbage. I hate it. I spit upon it, but do it. Yeah, apparently the casino's in Tahoe. Who knew? That's doubly funny. I was born in Tahoe. And I've been back there when I was older to enjoy the snow. There's some really great skiing around there. Is Kronk my favorite character in that? No, I would probably give that to Yzma. No, you notice I stalled on that a bit because honestly, pretty much every character is a good character in that. All right, one second. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. I'm just looking at my notes really quick here. I need to... Kuzco's great. He has an entire character arc across that. He even argues with himself about it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so one of the things I've been doing as we go through this, because Sonic games are so multi-route, Sonic stages, excuse me, are so multi-route that a given Sonic stage is kind of like 2 or sometimes 3 Mario stages packed into one, right? So I've been double-checking. I've got a nice map here from sonicretro.org, and I double-checked these maps, and I double-checked some stuff on GameFAQs and a couple other sources to verify what's this, where's this, etc. I'm looking at Carnival Zone 2. This map is enormous. Oh my god, this map is gargantuan. This is insane. It's huge. I'm gonna go full screen. I've got a very large monitor, right? Going full 4K, and I can maybe get. Okay, so you remember that part at the beginning where I was stuck because I was an idiot? I can get some of that on my monitor here. It is huge. And yeah, I can see there's a special stage right there. There's a special stage right there. There's a lot of special stages. I like that approach. I do. I like making it so you can get to special stages all over the place and get the Time Emeralds, Chaos Emeralds, Angel Island Emeralds, whatever these emeralds are, all over the place. Look at this. Oh my God. I got nothing. This is enormous. Moving on. Hang on a second. No, absolutely, Rex. 100%. Okay, so hang on. So Tarzan was the end of the Disney Renaissance. And the next one after that was apparently Dinosaur, which I've never even seen. So yeah, next Emperor's Next New Groove was next. Then Atlantis, Lilo and Stitch, Treasure Planet, Brother Bear. Yeah, this is the, I forget the proper term for it, but it's like the we don't know what we're doing era. A lot of experimental films in that era. And then they hit the CGI era with Meet the Robinsons. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Excuse me. With Chicken Little. And then Meet the Robinsons, Bolt, Princess and the Frog, which is throwback. Tangled. Nobody likes Tangled. Wreck-It Ralph. Frozen. I think I've heard of that one. Zootopia. Best actual Disney film. Moana. Ralph Breaks the Internet. Frozen 2. Raya and the Last Dragon. Encanto. And then we hit the bad era right here. All right. I can't get any height. Oh no, we don't talk about the pre-Renaissance era. That's the garbage era right there. That's the it's the gross era. Yeah, I don't know how this looks on stream. Hopefully you can see what you're looking at, because this is interesting. Unlike some previous stages, including the one we just did, admittedly, this is kind of hard to read. It's dark blue on light blue. Anyways, I'll be right back. Okay, how you doing, Sonic? You having fun? It's nice music. No. No! What? I'm done with them. We're done. Come on, game. Wow, that was not what I was going for, but it worked. Like, I was kind of coincidentally going for something like that. It's sort of funny. You know, that leads to an interesting question. I know the answer is programming, but I do wonder why they repeat the song, like why the song starts over anytime you die in this game, or any of these games, really. Like, this is post-1991. We have the technology now to allow a song to remember your place in it and keep playing, right? Like, you'd think the song would just keep playing uninterrupted, right? I don't know. Random thoughts. Ah, I can see that, Rex. I mean, nobody's gonna notice or care, right? Yeah, that sounds about right, Linerith. No offense or anything. It's just... that is the issue. Cheap assholes are always going to make cheaper garbage and slop, creatively speaking, than whatever an actual talented singer like yourself can make. That's nothing new. That's nothing even remotely new. You should know that better than me. In other words, my overall advice to Linerith is just throw all that out the window. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest with you, Linerith. The main reason you're doing that is for yourself anyways. So, do it for yourself. Tails. Tails. Oh, I agree it's discouraging. What do you think one of the biggest reasons why I discontinued the rewrites was? Nobody cared. Nobody watched those. Months of effort and work and passion thrown completely out the window. I get it. You gotta do it for yourself. Almost made that. That was my big opening. That was it right there. On some of the things you have to wait. On this one you have to go immediately. Now I just gotta wait for it to offset again. There we go. Oh, hey, a checkpoint. Starting to think there weren't any. So far, my lightning shield is my favorite. And the epilepsy shield, that's another great one. I mean, sure, Elazar. Why wouldn't you be able to? Yeah, I also like the sound effects on it. Yeah, lightning is useful in terms of its grappling for rings, in terms of its double jump, and it just kind of looks cool and sounds cool. Yeah, I'd call that a win. Shafu. Move, game. Damn it, Tails. Well, in the US, a lot of people wanted to lick each other's eyeballs, Elazar, so... Most places had, like... very, very little in the way of any kind of safety regulations or anything, really. It's fine, you just need to drink bleach, it'll be fine. Just drink bleach. I can't get any momentum going. Jesus Christ, Lord Firestorm. I'd say why, but I've drank bleach before, so I can't say anything. I have ridden a horse, although not in a very long time. Not since I was like 5. Why did that happen? I was trying to commit suicide, Rex. I was 13. It was my first serious suicide attempt. Didn't work anyways. Obviously, I suppose. Either that or I've been having a hell of a trippy dream for a while now. Damn it! This is just... Yes, because I know how horse-drawn carriages work, Elizar. They work by being very smelly, is the answer here. Oh. I doubt he cared, Lunaruth. If he put any thought into it at all, he probably just thought it was funny. I don't know. I've been talking pretty bad about Sonic 3, Rax. You sure? I don't know, I've seen the Sonic Dumb. I just realized I think we're still on the first stage. How long have we been here? Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, we just lost a huge chunk of the stage. Yeah, Rax, do me a favor. Am I an idiot? Like, this stage, I mean, of course I'm an idiot, but, like, this stage has gotcha traps, entirely too precise of platforming, very difficult to see visuals, inconsistent or unclear methods to go forward, very carefully placed troll platforms. Oh my god, I can't talk. Like that. Like, how would I possibly have known that was going to happen? Oh, Jesus. Oh yeah, bad checkpoint placement, while we're on the subject. Good music. I mean, allow me to use a comparison point that I think Rax will at least appreciate. So I've spoken positively about FF8 several times in my life. There's a good time to mention that the last time I played FF8 without cheating was quite a while ago, because I usually just cheat through that game nowadays. I know what you're thinking, what does that have to do with this? Well, you can just supersonic and smash a lot of these things. Hell, Sonic 2, to use my own experience on that. Do you know how many times I beat Sonic 2 legit? Visuals immediately look better now that we're outside, by the way. Different shades of blue and much easier to distinguish against the white foreground. It is a little bright, but at least I can tell what the hell I'm looking at. Yeah, I beat Sonic 1 legit 2 days ago, or whatever that was now. What is happening? Oh my god, Sonic, lift with your knees. Sonic! Sonic! No! Seriously, look at this. I want you to actually look. I get that you can just jump out of it. That is insane that they slow you down that much. But no, that's my point, Rex. Like, I can think of a lot of games personally that I think of fondly because I play them with cheats, or because I play them with a walkthrough, or you know, whatever equivalent, right? There's actually several things like that. It's something I tend to note in my reviews, too, is like, hey, this game is better if you know what you're doing, or if you use a walkthrough, or if you use this cheat, or if you use this glitch to exploit the system, or whatever, right? Come on. Yeah, I love FF5 to death, and I do still think most of its good game design is still good game design. But most new players aren't going to know that the bosses are really well designed on a first playthrough. Wow, that's a death thing. Okay. Okay, cool. I mean, this is a mastery game, and mastery games just kind of mandate playing them several times so that you have them memorized. That's sort of how that works. Little dickhead. Yeah, meanwhile, better barrel physics than the previous one. Holy crap. Now, that's an interesting question. I know a lot of people would vociferously disagree with mastery games getting a negative for being a mastery game. I'm kind of two minds on it. It's very similar to the it gets better later argument. Because the argument, it gets better with mastery, or it gets better later, is true. But does that make it a better game from a review perspective? Like, you can add that asterisk of once you know what you're doing, you can have more fun with it. And so a player who's, you know, looking at my reviews can say, oh, well, okay, I just need to know what I'm doing, and I'll have more fun with it. So that's valid feedback and all that. But does it make the game better? I would argue no, to be clear. But I'm biased because I've seen probably hundreds of games at this point in my life, which enable you to figure out mastery while still being fun the first time around, right? Yeah, I can see how mastery is a good thing. I mean, what's the old adage, right? Easy to learn, hard to master. That's fine. But if a game requires mastery, if that is mandatory to enjoy a game, then we probably have an issue. Yeah, I noticed penguins. What is that? Alright, so hold up. Okay, so hang on. Let's say a game has a sunshine point. Like Carnival 1 and 2 and Ice Cap 1, and then there's a second one along the line. But the interstitial stages, and most games largely good. Where would you put it down? Would you put it all? That's a good question. To be clear, if there are multiple sunshine points, then there is effectively no sunshine point. The whole point, pun not intended, of a sunshine point is it's when the game stops being good. It's when you put down the game, not you push through the bad part to get to the good part. It's the, okay, I'm done now. I can actually use an example of that right off the top of my head. Paper Mario 1, which is a game I liked very much, has the toy box section. I'm sure only like 3 of you have even played Paper Mario 1. But for those of you who have, you know what I'm talking about, Shy Guy's Toy Box. And Shy Guy's Toy Box kind of sucks. It's slow. It is very backtrack heavy, especially if you don't know what you're doing. And the music is ear-piercing. Also, it has some of the most frustrating enemies in the entire game, and the super optional boss. So that level sucks. The catch is, almost every level after it is actually pretty solid. That's not 100% true, because there's still freaking petal fields, excuse me. And so that's another, the point is, that's just a push through, right? That's okay, this part sucks. I need to get past this so I can get back to the good stuff. I don't have a term for that. Listen, Gourmet Guy is awesome, and I will never gainsay that. But a lot of games have that push through, right? Have that, oh, just get this part over with. If I can use a weird example, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas has both a sunshine point and a push through point. It actually has several push-through points, but my personal favorite is the one that everyone mentions, which is the damn train section, which is very early on. And you just push through the train's mission, and then you get back to some good stuff, and you have like the initial stuff in the city, and then you have the open world section, and then you go to San Francisco for the first time, and all that's real good. Then you hit the Sunshine Point, which is in San Francisco. Yes, I know it's not called San Francisco, and nobody cares. You get to the Sunshine Point because you have the zero missions there. But those aren't mandatory. You can just skip those. But that is the Sunshine Point, because the whole game sucks from that point onwards. Like, the level design goes directly to hell. So, perfect example of both things in a nutshell. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to jot down some notes. Where were we? We were just doing Ice Cap. Ice Cap, well, how big is this zone? Oh my god, it's not that big. Although it's funny that the initial slide section is literally the size of the entire stage. Hi, Greenstorm Mage. Oh no, absolutely, Rax. Like, I think I can think the closest 2D platformer I can think of that doesn't have that level is Mario Wonder. Because Mario Wonder was an anomaly. Mario Wonder is some of the most talented level designers in the world, just going ham. And if you're wondering, the level that pissed me off in that game was the very, 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 very last super optional level. But that's my point. I'm kind of agreeing with you, Rax. Like, that's where you have to go to find a 2D platformer that doesn't have that stage, right? Hell, Yoshi's Island has several stages. And you know I put that game way up there. My personal favorite is there is an auto-scroller. Yeah, there's an auto-scroller in the Yoshi's Island game. And I don't know if you've played Yoshi's Island, Rex. The whole game is antithetical to an auto-scroller. It's just, why would you ever have an auto-scroller in that? And the worst part is, if you've seen the map, it's tiny. It's this minuscule stage because, like, you'll do this, and then you'll go down. And then you'll go back through the area you just went through. New enemies. And then you'll do this. Back through this area. And then back through this area. And it's just, it's this meandering, slow slog. Everything I talked about how they learned their lessons about autoscrollers was thrown completely out the window on that stage. I don't know what the hell they were doing with that. I love Yoshi's Island. That level sucks. Hey, Paranoid Android, give me 1 second, please. Thank you very, very much for the sub. I'm doing better. Sitting here in the air conditioning is definitely helping. I hate to sound so entitled, but I feel for my British brethren, you know what I mean? And anyone else in Europe who doesn't have AC during summer heat. Alpha Centauri, FTL, and Bioshock 2. Oh, I can tell you that right now. I have a genre sheet. In fact, actually, you do too. You can type !genre. It is a public sheet. Wait, I'll put it up real quick. We'll just sort by Z to A. And yeah, so the next highest game is another cheating game. And that is Shovel Knight. And if you remember, we decided to count all of Shovel Knight into one thing. Shovel Knight, however, is another cheating game. So I would say Tropical Freeze is actually a real number 2. That's the top 3 right there. Super Mario Wonder, Tropical Freeze, and Yoshi's Island. Followed immediately by Mega Man 11. Mega Man X1 is way up there. That's actually quite impressive. Mega Man X1 is another perfect example of an excellent 2D platform that still has that stage. Actually, has several. Okay, so let's listen to this Imezo music. Oh, hey, we had some snow. Shovel Knight. So, when you hear Shovel Knight, what you hear, okay, is actually Shovel Knight, Plague Knight, Spectre Knight, and King Knight all in one. It's the same reason StarCraft 2 is technically cheating. It is multiple very good games baked into one. And yeah, that is kind of cheaty. Still gets credit for it, but this is why I also listed each Shovel Knight individual game as its own thing, too. Just for the sake of visibility and cohesion and all that fun stuff. Yeah, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze earns that score just by being that good. And I stand by that. That game is freaking amazing. Have you played Tropical Freeze, consequently, Rex? Because if you haven't, I can quietly recommend it. Look, I don't know, I don't know. I'm just saying. For what it's worth, I recommend the Switch version. It's pretty much just the Wii U version, but a bit better. More polished, better responsiveness, better characters. It really is just a good port. It is also brutally hard, in a good way. Almost all of the difficulty in Tropical Freeze is actual difficulty. No, as soon as I get horizontal, I just lose it. Sure, go ahead, Zactav. So, Kenix Cow asks, does this game have good sound design? Yeah, exactly, Rex. Yes. I've heard better, of course, but that's not saying much. Perhaps one of the amusing statements here is, at this point in my career, there's actually a lot of games I haven't covered still, but that doesn't apply to 2D platformers. We've covered most of the 2D platformers at this point. Like most of the really good ones. Okay, hello Sonic 2 stage, Jesus. Yeah, I noticed the background layers too. Interesting. Which one, Macromano? Come back! Come back! game? Okay, okay, fine. Hang on, hang on. There we go. Listen, nobody's heard of Jazz Jackrabbit, okay? I'm actually surprised that I have, although I don't think I've ever played it. But for real, like, you know how we haven't covered a whole lot of RPGs and FPSs and several RTSs and all that? What's a major 2D platformer we haven't covered? It's one of these so-called big ones that we have not covered yet. Cave Story. It's more of a Metroidvania, and I am counting those as separate. I mean, obviously there's the Sonic games, but we're in the middle of covering the Sonic games. So, duh. Kid Icarus? Well, it'll be in the NES block. I'm not sure that counts as a major one. Especially not a good one, but I'm with it, I'm with it. I was trying to think of good platformers, Rex. Not sure if Bubsy counts. I guess Silksong counts. Not really, though. So yeah, we've got Raymans, which I actually don't know much about. And yeah, the Castlevanias. That might be it. That might be the list. No, Knuckles! Don't be a dick! Don't do it, Knuckles! Don't engage in dickhood. Sonic Boom won't come out for years. Damn you, Idris Elba. You got knighted and immediately goes to your head. You think that's bad? One of my best friends in my entire life for like 20 years is named Pax. So I've got Pax, Rax, and Rex. Then there's Bob. Hi, I'm Bob. So that's why Rouge likes him, Ben One-Eye. Makes so much sense now. A platformer that combines Castlevania gameplay with Sonic gameplay? Probably, but I'm not coming up with anything. Alright, hold on. Pause. No, I caught that, Chill Bible. Visual storytelling has actually been pretty solid so far. Go figure. Let me look something up really quick here. No, Rouge likes Knuckles, right? Right? Am I wrong? No? Okay. By the way, you can tell it's a really good zone when I don't have much to say about it. We're just chatting the whole time. Listen, she's found something much more valuable than jewels. Why would Rouge be in the villain's route? It's Rouge. She's literally a government agent. Or I guess was a government agent. I don't know. I've lost track of the timeline. Because I don't even play the games. Okay. Okay. Ah! Oh, excuse me, Team Dark. Team Gritty. Team. Sorry, I was just reminded of a video that was actually recommended by feed literally last night. I'll link it to you later, Rex. You might get a kick out of it. It's an old video, but... Mysterious nothing? Have you seen the rack on her? Jesus. I mean, I wouldn't notice anything like that. I, too, am completely asexual. You know, that's actually a valid point, Mook. I hadn't thought about that one. But, like, Sonic works for the government sometimes, doesn't he? Oh, no, Sonic, what have you done? See, this is how I gamble in real life, too. One spin and then I'm out. Oh, come on! Game! Oh, for Christ's sakes. Listen, the government she works for had to murder that innocent child. It was very important. The fate of the world depended on it. Yeah, the game's like, come on, another spin, Sonic. It's on the house. We're just gonna need a little collateral. Something to prove that you're good for it, you know? Oh my god, game. Game! Game! Oh my god, game! Okay. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna accept that. Okay. Listen, if a government ever does anything bad ever, we should remember it for literal centuries and use it as an excuse to commit more atrocities. If I've learned anything from history, it's that. Oh, you son of a... huh. Okay. Interesting. No! By the way, if you ever want to know how long this game is, I was looking up a speed run to throw into the background when we were doing the audit, right? Anyone want to guess the world record for a speed run for this game? 100%. No glitches. Okay, 5 hours is a bit much. But it's actually... There it is. Okay. I don't know if it includes Sand Knuckles. Truthfully. It's kind of hard to find information about that because, you know, everything to do with this version of the game. One hour and 17 minutes. If that doesn't sound long, then you don't have speedruns as well as I do. That is really long for a 2D platformer. 100% or no. I have no idea. I haven't beaten it yet, Blue Dragon EC. I do think some of the stages are too long. What? Knuckles, can we talk? The fact that he does the evil cackling laugh each time just makes me want to kill him even. I just want him to die. Oh, he's dead. Okay, there you go. We did it. That's crazy to think about, Rex. Also, that sounds appropriately ridiculous, Active. Sorry I didn't respond earlier. Oh god, this is playable. Okay, top then. Yeah, Knuckles is dead. And you know what? Good riddance. I hope we never see him again. Start the Pumpkin Hill Zone music here. What the hell? I know this song. I know this song. It's always weird to recognize a song from a game you've never played. Just because you circle remix community so much, you know? That's probably a thing nobody else has ever experienced ever, but whatever. Hi, Riplinger. Yeah, pretty much, Dakota. Agreed. It's always wild to hear someone's actually heard of Dwayne and Brando. They are so old in the scene that they effectively invented nerdcore. In fact, the term came out after they had already had their run. No, I like him here better, but I'd say we're playing that. I have, in the past, I've actually sung some of their songs because I had them memorized. How far up were we, and when are we hitting terminal velocity? Okay. Okay. We should be saved here, hypothetically. Let's double check that. Yep, we're here. Okay. New content available. Same button. Fine. Alt F4. Go away. Just trying to do it legit, and you're like, huh? Which game do you want to play? Do you like games? Yes, I like games. Can I please go? Which one do you want to play? No, I'd like to. Can I leave the level select, please? I want to quit the game. Why would you quit the game? Because I'm going to go get lunch. Oh, okay.